Hello, class. I'm normally not this exciting. If you're wondering why is our teacher flying all over the country, it just happens that there's two trips back to back. The one in Kansas was for um a site visit for the National Science Foundation, and the one coming up this week is on it's for a conference for scholars, so for low income scholars in Washington D.C. So I'm excited to go to DC. Kansas was kind of boring, to be honest with you. I guess I'm not giving it too much of a fair shake there, but we were in Lawrence, Kansas, and there's not a lot to do in that town, but it was interesting to see. I climbed a mountain. It was more like a hill. Kansas is very flat, but I did manage to climb a mountain in Kansas, I guess. Anyways, this week's article talks about small modular nuclear reactors. So I personally am a big fan of nuclear power. I think it's great. I wish they had it here in Hawaii. I mean, heck, we got nuclear reactors in submarines and aircraft carriers, and we have nuclear weapons here. So why not have nuclear reactors to generate electricity, especially in places like Kauai? That would be real easy to get one of these small reactors and generate quite a bit of power for that island, and very cheaply and safe and effectively consistent. So that's my own opinion, but obviously I'm not king of Hawaii, so I can't do that. Hawaii is currently does not allow to have nuclear power, at least civilian nuclear power, electricity. And some history with nuclear power here in the United States. We typically, well, each reactor is a unique reactor. Other countries that heavily rely on nuclear power, France, Lithuania, they have much more standard designs, and they have so the designs are similar if not the same. So it makes swapping parts out very easily and that kind of thing. United States, we're not that way at all. I think we have 106 nuclear reactors online right now, and we have 106 different types of nuclear reactors. So it generates about 20% of our electricity. And all of them, though, are light water reactors. Light water just means protium, hydrogen, normal hydrogen instead of heavy water deuterium. So and the water acts as both the moderator to slow down the neutrons and also as the heat transfer. So this article talks about a modular design and where the fluid using the heat transfer is actually helium. So using helium instead of water, and so far the Nuclear Regulatory Commission they're kind of fuzzy with this. There's other types of reactors, commonly there's liquid sodium reactors. Those are oftentimes used, sometimes also called breeder reactors, used to make plutonium for nuclear weapons. Although liquid sodium reactors, they're almost impossible to go critical because as they heat up, the the fuel rods expand with it, and then it takes it out of criticality. So it's there are much better reactor designs than the ones that we use in the United States, and the reason why we use our water reactors is because the Navy does it, and the Navy that's how the Navy generates their power for the propulsion for their for aircraft carriers and for submarines. Well, the nuclear ones, obviously. So the Nuclear Regulatory Commission has kind of push that through as a standard design in the United States. So, what I like about this article also is that it's looking at using these nuclear reactors not just for electricity, but maybe just for using heat. And this would be a great thing. Right now, for instance, paper mills. So paper mills oftentimes use the wood biomass to generate heat to do their thing. So if they could use these nuclear reactors instead, then the energy, well, the amount of material that they're not going to burn in the biomass, they can do other stuff with that. They can use that to it mentions a few things. We use the words pyrolysis. So what pyrolysis is, that's when you take material, usually biomass like wood, and you seal off the container and you heat it up in the absence of oxygen, and then this liquid stuff comes out, and then you refine that liquid. It's a big mix of things. Among other things, that's also how we get liquid smoke is from pyrolysis as a byproduct of that. But there's other things too. There's different alcohols like ethanol or wood alcohol, for instance, is found. But it's a mixture. It's not a single product. Also, gasification. You can take the biomass and gasify it, turn it into synthesis gas. It's carbon monoxide and hydrogen, and from that you can make various fuels. Fuel is what you typically make from that, the synthesis gas. So, and it's really high quality jet fuel and diesel fuel that doesn't pollute as much as petroleum-based fuels. So that would be great if we could take nuclear reactors and take biomass, use the energy from that to generate things like higher quality transportation fuels. I mean, this is amazing. So I like this, and this is an interesting article here, and you even get a bonus picture of Carolyn Bertozzi right here in the bottom of that. She was the last year Nobel Prize winner in chemistry. Great person. I know her personally. She is quite an amazing person. So, but anyways, so with all my messages, I hope you're doing very well. If you are not doing well, if you're finding yourself overly anxious, feeling depressed, desperate, unable to meet your basic needs, please let me know, and I will always do what I can to help. And I mean, really look after your mental health. I mean, that's very important. And I know that so many people are suffering with mental health issues right now. So please take care of yourself, and remember, I am here to help. So a little bit longer, 7 minutes instead, but I will close here now. So aloha.